Hello, everyone. I'm Christina, and today we are going to talk about the outlook for the rest of 2023 concerning food crises, food shortages that may already be in your area or coming to it very soon. And it is already causing lots of worry, some panic, and definitely some panic buying already. It's not necessarily out in the news, but it is happening. There's a feeling that everyone's getting that time is running out, and that might be absolutely true. Let me say hello to everyone super fast. We'll show that comment. Hello, Adrian. I'm glad you made it, sister. TNT, Joseph, Child of the King. All right. Hello, and God bless you. Okay. All right, TNT. Don't burn that dinner. Thank you. Thank you about the sweet comments, everybody. Okay. Alrighty. First, want to give a shout out to Offgrid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrian. They're awesome. They sponsored this camera, which is great because my other one was worse. Like, this was good. And, you can actually see me now. But their link is in the description box. They're always on the up and up with the Ukraine situation and things going on with Russia, United States and Russia, Europe and Russia. They've got it going on. Daily Excellence with Paul and Pastor Anthony their link is also in the description box. I'm sorry, my cat's making this noise in the background. Hold on just a second. Sir. Wants me to open their food bowl. Pastor Anthony and I are doing a live stream on Sunday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'm going to be interviewing him again, and it's about preparing the bride, which is very prophetic. It's in Revelation, and we're going to discuss exactly what that means. So it's going to be really cool because it has to do with a certain marriage supper coming up. So you might want to check that out on Sunday. Also, if you're having a hard time seeing the video because it's buffering here on YouTube, the link to my backup channel is in the description box too, so you can catch it there, just in case. So the title of this is called Expecting 2023 Food Crisis, Load the Arks. And I read something, it was on this prepper's channel, but this person said better to be a year early than even a day late. And I think that right now, that's applying. We might not even have a year. The clock seems to have already started ticking, especially the way that food prices doubled last year. So really, but I mean, when you think about time really running out, those last crucial seconds, we never know. It's like we know some kind of wave is about to hit. I mean, as far as the way people are feeling, people are getting this sense like the next wave is about to hit. Well, anyway, the World Economic Forum isn't just reporting a serious problem with cyber hacking over the next 2 years. There's also a problem with the food for the next 2 years. One article does talk about the connection between the food and the energy crisis. And the connection is no gas, no fertilizer, less equals less crops. Biden, his answer is to throw $2.9 billion at it, which isn't going to open up any oil processing plants, to be honest, no pipelines. But the money should save the day. Maybe we can knit a cape out of it. All right. But this article, all right, it's by Davos 2023. It's titled Soaring Food and Energy Prices Could Persist for Next 2 Years. Not just the prices we have now, but prices going up, soaring prices persisting, soaring energy persisting for the next 2 years. That's right. That's what it says. Warning comes an annual global risks report for next week's World Economic Forum in Davos. Soaring prices for energy and food, we already said that could persist for 2 years, hurting global efforts to combat poverty and the climate crisis. A report prepared for next week's WEF in Switzerland has warned. It found the international cost of living crisis unleashed by the pandemic and Russia's war topped the list of concerns in a survey more than 1,200 global experts, policymakers, and business leaders, sounding the alarm in the run up to the annual gathering of world leaders in the Swiss mountain resort. Resort must be nice, relaxing. It said the energy and food supply crunch was likely to persist for the next 2 years as the biggest risk to the world economy, highlighting how the pandemic and the war in Europe have triggered a series of deeply interconnected global risks like dominoes falling. It said the fallout could undermine collaboration between countries to tackle longer term problems, including the climate crisis, protecting biodiversity, and efforts to reduce poverty. Their efforts to reduce poverty has created more poverty, I tell you what. Now, the World Economic Forum, as of the 12th, said they were warning of multiple food crises to follow as more price more price shocks look certain. Oh yeah, they're saying polycrisis of food. I've never heard that word before, but I get what it means. Many crises, multiple food crises, right? It's going to be persistent with the energy. It's sort of like the energy in the food is like connected, like space and time is connected, right? But yeah, it's not just going to be one thing. It's going to be a series of problems, and the ball's already rolling on that. Let me see. Hello, Dan. Doing my time. I've been hitting the food banks to build a small stash. I moved and all my preps are in storage across the country. Hey, hello, Dan. Cowboys 8 panel. I'm glad you're here doing my time. I'm really glad. Welcome. Hello, Clarissa and Kathleen, Diana, Ron. Scuba Lever, thank you. God bless you for your $20 donation. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I just love you guys. Thank you so much. All right. I think I said hello to everybody. Good. All right. Okay. So what they're saying is food prices are to double and triple from what they already are right now. They're set to double and triple during 2023, which means if you think that it's expensive now, it's about to get a whole lot worse. That means that it's going to be, this is the cheapest it's going to get in most cases, because sometimes they might have a good crop of one thing, which might help a couple things, but overall, everything is going to be having substantial problems. Now, I've noticed this already starting to happen this week, the last couple of weeks. I got a number 10 can of dehydrated diced chicken, right? And it was $42 just like 2 weeks ago. A week later, last week, within days, that same can went up to $80. Doubled in price almost overnight. Can of eggs. Now, I bought it less than a year ago for $38. It was down back. It had gone up to $115 by June of last year for one can, from $38 to $115 overnight. It had finally gone down to $64 a week ago, but like the next day after I checked it, can of egg powder went from $64 to $96. Imperial 4 sticks of butter on the shelf at the store, it used to be 86 cents. It's $1.60 now. It's doubled in price. Propane. Around here we used to get, I think it's a 20-gallon propane tank. Excuse me. It used to be $25 for that. It's $40 now, which means that $40 propane tank could easily turn into an $80 propane tank. Just like that. Coleman stoves. A year ago, I looked in the Walmart. They were $20. They are now 55. So everything has already doubled in price and it's going to keep doubling. And what I've noticed about prepping is that you have to keep going kind of through your stock. And now I saw this one instance where this one guy got like 10 boxes of cereal, but boxes of cereal don't last that long. They go stale pretty quick. Some canned foods they're generally good for about a year, but these dehydrated things um, they're good for up to 25 years on the shelf. But it's really good to have some kind of they have a life straw, and they have a life straw bag with a tube that can be attached to it where you can filter a good amount of water to get a drink or wash your hands or whatever. But you do have to have clean water to cook, especially dehydrated foods. So I found that the dehydrated foods are really the best way to go, because when you think about the things that you're going to have problems with in the store, and what they're saying this year, it's beef and anything to do with beef, meaning butter, cheese, and milk. Chicken, anything to do with chicken, which means eggs. Oranges and flour are also having problems, but you can still get like Keystone beef. You can still get butter powder. You can still get um, ghee butter. You can still get dehydrated cheese that you just rehydrate, and it's just August and Farms and Nutristore. But you need to think about these things now, because beef, chicken, oranges, and anything to do with flour, wheat, that's what we're going to see the biggest price increases. I'm not super concerned about champagne or beer or sodas per se, even though I do drink sodas. That's not like the end all of the world. But, those things are going out too. I mean, we're having problems. Recycling might get big again. People might have a little side hustle of collecting those cans and turning them in, because apparently they're desperate for aluminum. Desperate times. People start handing out desperate money. Now, I don't know about you, but the reason I named this live what I did is because I do get that feeling of loading the arks, like in the days of Noah. He got the message, he started preparing the ark, and then he had to load the ark. Okay, like repairs that you might have to go ahead and get done around the house, needing to get done. Okay, you might want to get those done. If you have to wrap up certain foods in your preps long term, because maybe you don't have cheese or butter and you haven't thought about that. Or maybe you can get a pail of fruit that's on sale from August and Farms. Just wrapping up those last things, be loading up that ark. Because when it says in the Bible that these days would be like the days of Noah, there's a lot really to come out of that, because there were mockers and scoffers too, despite the warnings. The world was about to be destroyed, and the people were living their lives like they would any other day, without care of what's coming their way. Okay, so it was like September that I'd said that 2023 is going to be a year to endure, and I still think that. All right, but furthermore, there was a couple of people that are well known for having prophecies, and one of them was Chuck Youngbrand, and he was talking they sounded very much like our days right now. He said it starts with storms and droughts, which we've had, gas shortages, which we've had and are going to continue to have. Remember, he said this back in the 90s. Temperature rise. Believe me, in Texas, we've been feeling it. He said that as time would go by, there'd be little heat in most American homes, probably because of the gas and propane and every kind of other shortages for heating. That he said there would be electricity rationing. So that's not what we've seen it, but it should continue. I think they call them rolling blackouts. Anyway, he said half people lose their jobs. That did happen. Midwest, but this is where things get interesting. This is what hasn't happened yet, but all this other stuff beforehand has. He says Midwest will have a quake from the Great Lakes to Houston, and then invasion 30 to 37 days later. Russia will come in under the guise of helping. They will come in cargo planes stacked three deep, wing to wing. Mexico joins in the invasion, neutron bombs in the cities. Shane Warren was another one, and the computer's going to do this to me. Hold on, I got to scroll back down. Okay, Shane Warren, he was seeing a hurricane over America, a perfect storm. Not a natural storm, he was clear about that, but a financial devastation that makes the US dollar worthless. And then he says a major earthquake has hit the New Madrid fault, just like Chuck Youngbrandt was saying, Midwest from Great Lakes to Houston, New Madrid, that caused entire cities to crumble. They divided my land, so I divided their land. Meeting of countries, this is what Shane's talking about, meeting of countries to buy oil with another currency to drive down the American dollar. And he said revival occurs later. Now, we've been hearing for almost a year now how they've been talking about and taking certain measures to devalue the petrodollar to stop trading with American money. And this is one article that my buddy Robert sent me. And this little snippet says, because this is a prophetic sign, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia announces that they officially are open to settling trade for oil and natural gas in currencies other than the US dollar. Vladimir Putin transmitted to the State Duma Congress a bill to terminate all treaties between the Russian Federation and the Council of Europe. It means diplomacy is coming to an end between Russia and Europe. Russia will be expanding its army to 1.5 million men and will create 2 new military commands near Europe, according to Defense Minister Shoigu. Okay, but here's the point. They are devaluing our dollar. And if we already have inflated prices and then our dollar becomes worthless, it's no wonder that it looks like it's just raining money in Shane's dream, and why that same item on the shelf that's $2 now is going to be $50 because the money's worthless. It's only probably worth the paper it's printed on, the cotton that was used to make it. That's what's going to happen, which is why getting your Ark loaded now would really be the best time. Now, whatever you need to do the best you can. That's all we can do. We can't do everything, but we can do the very best we can, including growing gardens this year. Sometimes people are like, I don't have land. Well, you can find 5-gallon buckets still, grow bags. There's all different ways to grow plants without having land. So definitely look into that. Remember that when Noah was finished loading the ark, time ran out. God shut that door with his own hand, but that door was shut. No one else could come in. Okay? So when time is up, the door gets shut, nobody else gets in. And that's how it's going to be when there's no more time to prep. Everybody's doors are going to shut. It's what it's going to be like. And you're not going to be able to come in because what little the people have, they don't know how long they're going to need it for, if they even have enough. So there's no way that, unless you're around somebody that planned on people to come and they were able to prepare for that, you're going to get 99 out of 100 no's. So that's what I'm saying. Like in the days of Noah, you think that things are just going to keep going, but no, time is going to come up. Time is going to end. The next wave is going to hit in these birth pains. All right. So once those doors are shut, only those that were supposed to be there could partake of the benefits that had been put aside ahead of time because time was limited. Time ran out. Even though people were warned far ahead of time, they were still suddenly taken by surprise. Like in the days of Noah, that's what prophecy says about us now. We don't want to be taken by surprise, but we are back in the days of Noah. So I want you not to be just terrified to death, but knowledge is power, and preparation can mean all of the difference. Just remember when it comes to preparing that you have a way to have enough water above all things. Have enough water because you can survive as long as you have clean water. Because I'm thinking that a lot of people don't know how to filter and boil their water in a way that will keep them from getting dysentery or worms or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All right. Hello, Robin from Australia. See, we're going to have a lot of problems with people dying from water issues. Hello, Wendy from Hard Neck. You got chicks. I'm so happy, Wendy. Hello, AZ Infidel. Yep. Good evening. Scuba lover. Yeah, beans also cause gas. Yeah, it's hard to say incognito when you've got a flute. Anyway, just tooting away. All right. Rice and beans last for many years, yes, but there's a thing called food fatigue. So make sure that you do have some variety. You want to have some fruit. You want to have, now, this is a good time. Remember, spring is coming up pretty soon. So, when they're sitting there saying, we're having problems with lettuce or we're having problems with tomato or whatever, some people have yards. They can grow some wheat. Try it. Okay. Maybe you'll go to the antique store and get some of those old antique cranking machines that help you pull the shaft off and everything. Hey, figure, get that cilantro growing. And don't forget that cilantro does take heavy metals out of the water. It's supposed to be easy to grow, more of a shade kind of herb, and it's great on Tex-Mex. Yes, yes, yes. So Biden Trudeau, Mexican president, had a tense meeting on joining the three into that's North American Union. That does not sound fun at all. Hello, Lane. It's good to see you. And Lorena, definitely going to have to listen to this again and take notes. It's always, the prepping is always a really good learning experience. And I'm telling you, Augustin Farms, Auguson Farms, they've got freeze dried and dehydrated food, and so does NutriStore and Mountain House. Those three are supposed to be really good companies to get your food from. In fact, Mountain House, they have theirs in like bags that you just add water so that you don't even have to do dishes. See, I told you need water, right? So think about those life straws, okay? And when it comes to a shower, they even have these bags that you hang up with, you just put water in it and it has a nozzle, and it's a portable shower. No electricity needed whatsoever. You just have to get the water in the bag. So a funnel might be a good thing that you haven't put oil in or something, because it's going to be for your water. So just think about those things. All right. I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time tonight, but I do want you to know that, yes, solar shower. Things aren't going to get any better, and they're already bad as it is. So try to do the best you can. Even if you're homeless, try to make sure that you have a bag that is a survival bag. Has your tent, has something you can grab and go, because in a lot of cases, even if we have homes, we may not be able to stay in them anyway. But whatever it is you've got, whether you're living in a truck, an RV, whatever, do what it is you have to do. Get those things that you would need, like, say, if it would take you a couple of weeks to acclimate to trapping in the rivers or something, at least have that much so that you have time to shift gears, okay? Because last thing you want to do is go begging the government for their rations, because that's the way it's going to get. Okay, people will be fainting in these grocery lines. We'll have to do laundry by hand. Yep, that's right. I still do sometimes. My grandma, she was amazing. She like literally would wash all our clothes by hand for sure until any stain came out. I was on a tire swing once, and she scrubbed and scrubbed until that tire stain came out of my clothes. I'm not kidding. She would stay up all night sewing me skirts for church. Yeah, we had some old fashioned things going on. Put your clothes up on the line. Sherry, be cool. Welcome. I'm considering buying a freeze dryer. That is a really good idea. But don't you have to have like those little bags that you have a machine that sucks the air out and seals it, or like those little air absorber dillies? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up because I know I can dehydrate on my air fryer. Salt mines and cave systems. Yes, that's absolutely right. Sewers too. Some of the grocery stores are pretty empty. Hello, T'Challa. You can put a freeze dryer in layaway. There you go. Yes, yes. I have a few mushrooms put away that I dehydrated myself, some spinach flakes, some parsley, just little things. Yeah. Make sure that you got your seasonings, because what I did was instead of getting like just the ready made, I got like the different parts, like one can of red bell peppers and a can of like pepper jack cheese and another can of ground beef so I can make like, a soft taco or something. But I'd season it all myself and put it together myself and cook it myself, with the way that I like. But some people, they can eat those ready-made meals. I'm just like my way better. That's all. So that's just one way to think of it. Think about those things that we're not going to be getting. So if you can, they have dehydrated cheeses, Colby Jack, mozzarella, pepper jack, and cheddar, and they've got, what's that, Gruyere cheese too. William, it's good to see you. Okay, I know who you are. T'Challa. All right. Freeze jar preserves more of the nutrients. That's right. That's absolutely right. Okay, so just take this year seriously. It's only January, but I think that by the time we look back, that we'll see that any preps that we did here was the right decision to make, because what is there now might not be there, especially as fast as everything is closing down. And it looks like that's going to continue to be a problem with the banks as well. Okay, so I love you guys. God bless you all. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share out the videos. Always love your comments. And I will talk to you on Sunday. Don't forget, Pastor Anthony from Daily Excellence. I'm going to be interviewing him. It's going to be a great interview. So see you here on this channel, 7 p.m. Central Standard Texas time. Bye, y'all.